Is it possible that the Zhiyun Molus X60 RGB can be one of the best lights that you can purchase this year? But is it possible that this light will become one of the best home light studios that you can purchase? If you want to know that and much more, stay tuned after the intro. Hi everyone, Marcus here from EdTech, and if you love tech and if you love discounts, this is the place for you. And today we'll be talking about this amazing light from Zhiyun, the Molus X60 RGB, and what is my thoughts about this one. So one of the options that you have to purchase this one is basically having just the bicolor. Is the cheapest one, but the one that I have here is the combo, the RGB combo. So inside the box, besides obviously the normal cables and chargers, you'll find your camera, you'll find the external battery that we'll talk in a minute about it, and also you'll find this diffuser that I'm not a big fan, but it will be helpful for many of you guys. You can also purchase this one in a combo pro that you'll find a soft box like this one that I have purchased with my own money, 2 batteries, your camera, your dome, and obviously the charger and the USB-C cable that you'll find inside the box. Inside the box you'll find this carrying box that I really like. You have the logo of the brand on the side, you can put also your name or something else in here. You have a handle here on the top, and you are also going to find this bag to put the accessories that comes with your light. In one of them we are talking about the charger. So the first feature that I simply love about this light is the possibility to connect different bow and mounts accessories, and one of them is this mini diffuser that comes with the camera that you have just to align this part here on the side and rotate, and that's it, is now connected and it doesn't go anywhere. So the next thing that you can do with this mini diffuser that comes with the box is to install this mini dome. And basically the benefit of this is, for example, imagine that you are filming in the room and it's really dark. You can basically point this light to the ceiling and make it much brighter. So definitely a plus, something that I don't really need in this studio because I like to control more the lights, otherwise the background will not be this color. But it is a feature that I simply like it, and I really like the fact that it's so easy to just take it off and to assemble once again. So this one is my favorite accessory, and obviously we are talking about a soft box that is super small and is very simple to attach. Once again, you come closer to the camera, you rotate, you do the click, and after you have these 2 plugs here that you can just come closer, and that's it, is all attached. And also you have this honeycomb grid that you can put on the top that will reduce the amount of light that will be spreading towards the sides, and will make everything look smoother with this light. If you look in here, obviously you can attach bigger soft boxes, but for the size of my studio this is more than enough. I don't need something bigger than this, but you can attach really big soft boxes if that's something that you really like. And obviously we are talking about a camera that can do up to 60 watts of power. So now let's talk about the app and what you can expect from the ZY app connected to the Molus X60. And as you can see, you can change in bicolor. You can go up to 6,500 kelvins, and you can go down up to 2,700, and you can see that is much warmer than if I go and I change to something like 6,500 nits. You can easily change obviously the brightness, so here is me dropping and I can completely turn off, or I can go up to obviously 100%, and even here on the studio you can see that is quite different. And if I go back here, you can see that is now much warmer if you look to the image on the top corner. When you go to the colors, that's also something really recent for Zhiyun, and here now it's possible to change automatically by choosing, and you can see that is really fast. So 1 2 3, I change the color, 1 2 3, I change the color, 1 2 3, I change the color once again. So it's very easy and super fast to do it, so definitely a plus, and something that if you have multiple lights from Zhiyun, like I have also the M20C that I'll do the review really soon, you'll be able to coordinate all these lights and change things altogether. So definitely a plus if you want to use it in the studio and if you want to control them all in the same time and with the same types of kelvins and brightness. So let's talk about how easy it is to charge this one and all the options that you have. And if we open this part here, you can see that you can use the proprietary charger and also the USB-C. And when we talk about the door, you can see that this part here will fit inside the USB-C, and it will stay in place. So definitely a plus, and it's completely flash with the camera. Something that I really like. Here next to it is an adapter that I have already set it here to after obviously use it here on the studio to show you how good is this light. But when we talk about charging, you also have the option to use their own battery. So when we look a little bit closer to the battery, you can see that the size is almost the same as the camera. So definitely something that I like, that you can basically detach the camera from the battery if you are using on the studio and you have, for example, a stand that is not super strong, or it can have all that weight. So definitely a plus, something that I really like, and you can basically storage this battery somewhere else where you don't need it. And when we look to the size, let's just jump into the camera, and here I have this reward card that is the same size as a credit card. You can see that it's just slightly bigger, obviously is much thicker. And when we grab here the battery, it's almost the size, is just slightly longer. It's really compact. When we talk about the attachment, is super easy to attach. It doesn't go anywhere. As you can see, it's quite well attached. And if you want to release it, you just have to press this button and it just come off. So if you are on the go and you need to just change batteries, very easy to just assemble and disattach. So definitely a design that I really like on this one. So when we talk about the battery, we are talking about a battery of 2550 watt hours that will take 2.5 hours to charge. But if you use the USB-C available on the camera, that will take up to 4 hours. If you are on the go and you are using this light like this with this battery, you'll have battery for about 50 minutes if you use this light on maximum power, so we are talking about 60 watts of power. So when we talk about the fan, the cooling system is really efficient and is really silent. I would like that my computer will be the same, because even if I put now my microphone next to it, I believe that you can see that is super silent and is not going to disturb you if you are filming. When we talk about the weight of this camera, we are talking about 319 grams if you choose the RGB option like I have here, but if you want just the bicolor, will be 313. So if you are trying to choose which one is the best for you, depending on the grams and the weight, I don't think that that's something that you have to worry about. When we talk about power, the amount of light that you can create with this one is a bit different. So if you choose the bicolor, it will be slightly stronger. So at 1 meter with 6500 kelvins, you will be able to take out 2680 lux. But if you change to the RGB, the maximum lux that you'll be at 1 meter with 6500 kelvins will be 2010 lux. So when we talk about the maximum lux at 1 meter, depending on the color that you choose, so if you choose a red, will be 634 lux. If we talk about greens, we are talking about 688 lux at 1 meter, and the blue is the weaker with 194 lux at 1 meter. The big difference of this one, the Molus X60 compared to the G60, the old version, is that this one now you can purchase with RGB, and also you have this grip with this battery that makes it super easy to grab it and to point it in the right direction without having to use a stand if you have someone else working for you. So definitely a plus, something that I really like on this one. So when we talk about materials, you'll find that all the body of this camera is made in plastics, but don't get me wrong, it's good quality plastics, and the only thing that is in metal is this grid that is to protect and to don't allow you to put your fingers inside the fan. And when we talk about the battery, all this body is in metal, so definitely a plus. So now let's talk about the modes, and this one is music, and as you can see is reacting to my voice. Depending the sound that he hears is going to change colors, and you can change some configurations in there. So if you look there, you can see that you have the amount of dim, so you can make it much weaker if you want. You can change the number of lights that you want to change, so you can have, for example, like this one, and it's always the red. And also you have here the percentage, so if you change this, is going to change the color, and when more is the number here, more colors is going to happen and is going to change between them. The other option that you have is the correct color temperature, so you can change how much power you want on there, and obviously you can change the kelvins. Okay, so it goes from 2700 up to 6500. The other one will be obviously your hue, saturation and intensity that you can change, and then obviously changing the power, changing what is the color that is in there, so you can see that now is more red, and obviously you have here the saturation, so do you want less saturated or more saturated. The next one is the RGB that you can control the different lights. So this is just the red at 50% if you press one, or you can just rotate and it's going to change the power of it until you go back to 0. But every time that you press once, it goes straight away in 50%, okay? And it goes after to 100 and after it turns off. So now let's talk about effects. That's another feature that you have with this light. This one is basically disco. It's similar to music, but this one will not need to something happen when we talk about sound. So it's not using the microphone of it, and it's constantly changing from one color to another. And also you can increase the power of this light, or you can reduce it barely minimum, or even turn it off. Okay, so this is me just moving around up and down. This one is called Firework, and I'm not so happy about this feature. That happens exactly the same with the disco, is that you'll find patterns. So this one is the light will turn on 3 times with the long one, and after you have 2 shorts, fast, turning on and off, and after you have 2 longs and 2 shorts. So it's always the same pattern, 3, 2, 2, 2. So because of that, it's not so realistic if you want. So I like that Zhiyun in the future will give us the possibility to have something that is more unpredictable, no matter if it's music, because the music is the same, is always the same order of colors and always the same rhythm. So I like to have something different in there. This one is the U loop. So basically it's always changing from one color to another, and you can basically change the speed of it, so you can make it slower or faster. So definitely something that I don't mind, and I like it about it because it works quite well, and this one is not such a problem to be a pattern. This one is the U flash. It's cool to have something if you want that is always flashing a different light. Maybe you are filming on the streets and that is like some signs of publicity that you want that they look like they are turning on and off. So definitely a cool feature, and you can also change the color that is happening in there. This one is the pulse, and it reminds me a bit of a lighthouse if you want, that is always turning on and off to let the boats know that that is land. So definitely a feature that I like, and I think is going to be very helpful for some of you guys. This one is the police, so I don't have to explain, but you can basically change between blue and red, or if you want you can always have in red or always in blue, and you also can change the speed of it. This one is basically the lightning, and as you can see, once again you can find a pattern, and I would like to have the possibility to change that in the future. This one is the bed bulb, and I really like, and you can change also the kelvins if you want it colder or if you want warmer color. So definitely a feature, and I think is really handy. Here the pattern is always the same, but also when you have a bulb that is not working really well, normally the patterns are very repetitive, so definitely a plus. But sometimes some bulbs, they are not so repetitive, so I would like to have also the possibility to control a bit. But this one is the one that doesn't really affect me or bother me so much. This one is the TV. I really like it. I think it's going to be very useful if you are filming someone in a couch and is just seeing a TV show or whatever, and you want to give that vibe of the TV. That's definitely a cool thing. But once again, because it's such a pattern, I think that they can also improve on this one. This one is the candle. I really like it. I think it works really well. But once again, you will see that is a pattern that you'll find on this one. This one is paparazzi, and I can say that is really annoying. Not because of the light, but having so much flashes happening in front of your face. But it's just to show to you guys this effect that I think is really handy, and is going to be a good add-on on your gear to do different type of footage. This one is called SOS, and I don't need to explain, you already know what it is. And this one obviously is always a pattern, so that's not a problem whatsoever. And here, once again, you'll be able to control if you want something that is colder or something that is a little bit warmer, like it is right now. In total, we are talking about 16 effects that you'll find on this one, that they can be very handy if you are into doing different types of effects on your footage. Something that bothers me a bit, but I can completely understand the reason, because if you look to the table, I have burned it. Basically, if you press here on the top and you don't have it connected to a plug, to energy, to the wall, it's going to basically take a little bit longer to turn it on. So if I press on the orange button, it's now going to give me a signal saying that if I want to turn it on, I have to rotate it, and now it's going to turn on. but that's something that I don't like so much. But like I said before, if you have connected to the plug and you are using this as a home light studio, definitely a plus, because you'll recognize which light you use it, what was the effects and all the percentage, and after you just have to press a long press, and it will turn on and turn off. So what is my thoughts about this Molus X60? Is it good? Is it bad? Can I recommend to you guys? And I have to say to you, yes, if you want to use as a home studio light, it's really powerful. And if I put next to my hand, you can see it's super compact, it's super small, it's not going to take a lot of space on your room. Another thing that I really like is the bow mounts, that is so easy to use and so easy to attach things. So imagine now I need a soft box, but now I have a quick other shoot and I need to change to the dome, and I can do that on the go, and it's super compact, super easy to use on your hand. You don't even need a support to do different types of movement with your light. Something also that I do a lot when I'm doing sometimes some B-rolls and stuffing like that. So definitely a plus that you have with this one. Another thing that I really like about this external battery is obviously to be an external battery that is so easy to attach to your camera, but also if, for example, you are using your phone, you run out of battery, you'll be able to basically use it as a power bank. And 2550 watt hours of battery, it's a lot of battery, and maybe it can save you on the go if you needed to connect to your phone, for example. Another thing that I really like is how easy it is to attach and disattach this battery, so that allows you to obviously having multiple batteries if you are on the go, connect it, use it. When it's gone, 50 minutes later, you just grab another one, you put it back. So definitely a plus with this. And also the possibility, like I said, if you have a stand that you need to put this one, but it's not super sturdy, you can reduce the amount of weight of that light, so definitely a plus. The other big benefit is this dome that, like I said, is super powerful. So if you are filming somewhere that you don't have a lot of light, you'll be able to just bounce this on the wall or somewhere else and make it much brighter. And obviously now is completely unbalancing all the lights here on the studio. The other big benefit to be so compact is the possibility to use it not just on the studio on that specific spot, but also when I'm basically trying to shoot my thumbnails. And that's definitely a massive bonus of the Zhiyun X60. And since it's a light with 60 watts with these bow mounts, is so versatile, and I don't think that the price is super steep for what you are able to do with this one. My name is Marco, this is MedPack. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below, smash a thumbs up, do whatever you want, but always with a smile on your face. And I hope to see you in the next week to talk a little bit more about the Zhiyun M20C, a cheaper option of this one that comes with a lot of things included. So if you want to know a little bit more about this type of things, don't forget to stick around for our next episode. See you soon.